Well, hello and welcome back to another action figure review. After looking at quite a few fantasy related figures in a long row, we are looking at something a little bit more modern, a little bit more pedestrian, something that you can actually buy in a store. And today we are going to be looking at Ninja. Not this particular ninja, I'm just using this to open the show. This is a hand ninja from Marvel Legends made by Hasbro a few years ago. I believe this came with a Stiltman build a figure wave, if I'm not mistaken. Not a bad ninja, although nothing spectacular about it either. Now, I still remember a time, maybe 10 years ago, there was a long stretch of action figure collecting that there was a distinct lack of ninja, right? I mean, am I hallucinating this or am I forgetting? But I remember back in the late 90s, all the way into maybe 2010, 2015, there's barely any ninja toys out there. Maybe you could get some foot ninjas and foot soldiers from the Playmates Ninja Turtle line, but those would be too small to go with your Marvel Legends or stuff like that. Yeah. So when it comes to some ninja to fight your uh, Daredevil or Wolverine or Silver Samurai, this was hardly anything. Surprising, isn't it? Like ninja is such a hot topic, hot property, but in the action figure world, they were largely absent during that time. Now, I'll tell you this. I actually am not a ninja guy. A lot of people, right? A lot of people want to say, call me the blind ninja or Johnny Tiger, Chinese ninja. But I'm actually a little bit resentful of that because I'm really not into ninja. Weird, huh? Some of you are thinking, wait a second, you're a martial art guy and you don't like ninja? Well, ninja and martial art really have nothing to do with each other. First of all, ninja or ninjutsu wasn't a real thing. So there's never been an actual ninja martial art. Ninja were just peasants sneaking around, poisoning people, stabbing people in the back. That's more their thing. So if you say that a martial artist have to like samurai, then I can say, okay, a lot of samurai did have something to do with martial art. But ninja, no. I mean, what we think of ninja nowadays, mostly Hollywood, but most of you know that already. I don't need to go into the whole real ninja versus fake ninja and ninjutsu don't exist, all that stuff. We're here to look at toys. So suffice to say, I'm not really into ninja. So all those years of without ninja action figures didn't really affect me that much, other than sometimes you just need some bad guys, right? Like sometimes you want some cannon fodder to go against your good guys. And without dedicated ninja action figures and troop builders and army builders like this hand ninja here, that was really difficult. And suddenly the floodgate has opened, and now we get ninja from G.I. Joe. We have red ninja, blue ninja, cobra ninja, all kind of ninja. And now we have articulated icons by Swoosh Toy that they put out a whole lot of different colored ninja. They are a little bit small, but still they go fine with your with your Marvel Legends. And then we have, of course, this hand ninja who you can definitely army build to your heart's content. And then there's so many foot soldiers, foot assassins, the elite foot guard, and our topic of today, the foot enforcer from Necca's Ninja Turtle line. Who are the foot enforcers? What do they do? Well, stay tuned and we'll find out.
The Foot Enforcers are elite members of the Foot Clan, the secretive ninja organization, led by Shredder, that serves as one of the primary antagonistic forces in the Mirage Ninja Turtles universe. They're depicted as some of the most skilled, dangerous, and loyal ninjas in the Foot's ranks, functioning as Shredder's inner guards and personal enforcers who carry out his most lethal and serious missions. They're generally more formidable than typical foot soldiers, often reserved to confront the Turtles or protect Shredder's interests directly.
So there we go. Foot enforcers are foot ninjas, foot soldiers on steroids, and definitely you can see in the shape and form of this particular foot enforcer. Before we go into the figure, I want to tell you guys a happy story about this guy. When the foot enforcers were first announced, I actually pre-ordered three of these guys, and they were what was it, $37.99 or $40 US, about that. And then because it was kind of close to Christmas time, I decided, nah, you know what? I don't. I can wait for these late. I can get these later. I want to save the money to get my girlfriend some Christmas stuff. So I canceled my pre-order, and then I probably forgot about them. This is kind of the way things go. Sometimes you put something on your list to pre-order them, and then if you don't get them, if you cancel them, then out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, and you forget about them. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I usually say that if you forget about it next day, then obviously you don't really need it and you don't want it bad enough. And that was the case with these foot enforcers. However, almost a whole year later, suddenly around right before Christmas 2025, Big Bad Toy Store had these guys on sale, and it was down to like $25 each. Holy mother! I was so excited. I snapped up three of them without hesitation. I mean, that was a really good sale, right? $25 each, the size of the price of a uh, old Marvel Legend, because Marvel Legends price has been creeping up lately. Um, you can't go wrong with these guys. First of all, they're pretty big. Let me give you guys an idea of how big. Let me extend him up properly, right? Because it's a little bit hard to tell when he's posed. So here is the foot enforcer, and then we bring our hand ninja. There's going to be a size comparison later with other figures. Don't worry. I'm just wanting to show you. Look at the size of this. Like this is a big dude. Okay, turning them around, look at them from the back. Okay, you can see how the foot enforcer is not just a bigger, taller figure, but just overall design. It has some serious bulk. It is a big dude, right? And what I really like about this, that even though I'm not into ninja, as I mentioned, I am really into chunky, muscular toys, as some of you already know. And these chunky, muscular ninjas really float my boat. Right? What I really like as well is the way they're sculpted. You can tell that it's not spandex. You can tell that there's a lot of wrinkle in the clothes, in the outfit, but you can tell there's some serious muscles under the outfit. I actually really like it when uh, figures that wear a lot of clothes can sort of have that uh, shape, that muscular shape under the clothes, rather than all the spandex superheroes where you can count every piece of muscle, you can count every line in the bicep, stuff like that. I like this kind of understated, muscular look in action figures. I find that kind of really how should we say, tickle the imagination in a sense. So we got this big hulking muscular ninja dude, and they come with extra hands and a lot of weapons for you to display them in different configurations. And if you get multiple ones like I did, you have one wielding the three section staff. This got real string. I wish they used chain on this, but I guess this is okay. And then we have another one here. Uh, Let me grab it. Um, we got another one here that's wielding sword. We got long sword, short sword, right? And as you guys can see, the legs are pretty expressive. You can get them into some cool stances with their legs. And then we have one more here with a bigger weapon. This one has a naginata, which is the spear halberd thing. The quality of the plastic is really nice, very solid, and that includes the figure and the weapon. The These flaps on on the bottom of the cloth, these are soft rubber or PVC, front and back. There's a little bit of flex in the shoulder armor as well, but it's not very well done. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, needless to say, when I first got this in my hand, when I first took these out of the box, I definitely had that wow moment. Like, wow, these guys come with quite a bit of stuff, and they are big and chunky, and you can army build them. And I got them with $25 each. That just made me so happy to think about that. Before I go into talking about some of the problems with these figures, because now you already hear me gush about what I like about them. Before we talk about the cons, the problems of these figures, let's look at some posing photos and accessory photos as such. These enforcers, they are big, solid, chunky figures that look like brick shithouses, and unfortunately, they kind of move like brick shithouses. Like articulation of these guys really kind of suck, especially for today's standard. Now, of course, the accessories is where these figures do shine. They come with 4 pairs of hands, including chopping karate hands, devil's horn, gesture hand, fisticuffs, and weapon holding hand. Speaking of weapons, they come with a 3-section staff, a long sword, a short sword, and a spear halberd thingy that is quite sizable. The quality of the plastic on the weapons are very nice. No floppy weapon here, not like the fallen toys. Despite not having a great deal of articulation, they do pose really well because they are solid and they balance really good. So at first, I thought these were going to be definite hand candy material until I started to post them, and then there were actually quite a few problems. So first of all, these guys they look like uh, pieces of brick, and they kind of move like pieces of brick. The legs are okay; you can get them into some nice stances. Although there's no toe joint, so you're going to have to fudge some of the stances. And the head doesn't have a great deal of range. It can nod forward quite a bit, but there's no real going back or tilt to the side. Even though these flaps on the side of the hat or helmet, they're soft, but yeah, I don't know why. There's just not a lot of range in the head, and then the body you can kind of twist at the waist, but there's no crunch. There's no crunch in the torso. There's no butterfly joint. Um, so that essentially kills a lot of the posing potential. Like this is kind of a big no-no, especially when we talk about ninja. I know these are really bulky ninja, but still, like they are supposed to be the most badass of the foot soldiers. So shouldn't they be able to pull off some ninja poses? But these guys, they can't really. They can get into different stances with the legs, but the body, the lack of hinge torso, the lack of crunch in the abs, the lack of butterfly joints, just means that upper body is very, very limited. And that is not even the only problem. Another issue with this particular weapon, the three section staff, when you are messing with this, be very careful. These strings are just glued into these tubes. Uh, so if you get too rambunctious with them, they will come out and you'll have to glue them back in. It's a little bit unpleasant. And they're not glued in super tight either. So be gentle with the three section staff. I actually broke this one and had to repair it when I was posing for them for the photos. Another issue is the forearm. I don't know if it's intended or not, but these ninja have forearms that fall off very easily, and you can easily reenact the Star Wars. Oh, I lost an arm thing. Look at here. See how easy that come off? I mean, it's not broken. Uh, you can kind of oh, get it on there easily. So good that it actually go back on. It's a little bit hard to get it on tight because of the spikes on the gauntlet. These are actually sharp. Like when you get your you get your thumb on it, it actually hurts. And you think, okay, now that's nice and tight. And next time you post the arm, and see that comes off again. It just why? And this is not the first time I had issue with the Ninja Turtle figures from Necca that have easily detached arms. My Pirate, Rocksteady, and Bebop. The Bebop figure, the left arm wouldn't stay on. Uh, Again, it's not broken. It just not stay like the joints will not stay attached. The moment you twist the upper arm, it will come off. It's so aggravating. Okay, NECA, I love NECA as a company, don't get me wrong. And I've talked many, many times about how NECA offers some of the best value out there in the mainstream market. But sometimes these little joint problem, it's aggravating. But at least the joint thing, it's fixable. You can get the arm back on there. Another problem with these ninja is the shoulder armor or the shoulder thing here. It prevents their arm from going upward without spreading the arm out. And if you get too uh, determined, or if you get too ham-handed with it, this is what's going to happen. Look at this. It's going to pop out. These were just glued in, so you have to glue them back in. Like they don't pop back. They don't go back in and stay. If they want to make these things pop out like this, they should have just made them removable. Okay, so now I have this that's constantly falling off. I have to just try to keep it as stationary as I can. Um, I think eventually I'll just get annoyed enough and I'll just glue them in. So with the easily broken three section staff, constantly detaching forearm, easily broken shoulder armor or shoulder pieces, these are not quite as fun as I first thought they were going to be. Um, Even though they do have double jointed elbows. The way they're designed, because they are bulky guys, so they are not going to be able to bend their elbows a heck of a lot either. So that also lead to some more posing challenges. There's also the issue of one of my biggest pet peeve, which is when action figures don't have any way to sheath or holster their weapons. I mean, these guys come with four weapons. There are swords and uh, spear and staff. You would think that they would have a sword sheath somewhere, or something on their belt, or something on their back to holster or sheath things in. But no, there's just nowhere for them to carry anything other than holding it in their hand. And that honestly is something that personally drives me up the wall when figures come with a lot of weapons and there's no way for them to carry them. In the end, these were still really good figure at especially at $25. If I had to pay full price for these, I probably would have a serious case of buyer's remorse. Just with the easily detaching arms and breakable uh, uh, three-section staff and shoulder armor and the lack of articulation. But with $25, I still think they are really, really good. Now let's look at some size comparison with other ninjas and other ninja type of characters, and have my final words on these TMNT Foot Enforcers from Necca. In my opinion, big hulking ninja dudes are just so much fun to have on your shelf. Despite lack of articulation and a few QC issues here and there, especially if you can get them on good discounts like I did. I mean, you don't even need a Ninja Turtle collection for these guys. They are very generic looking big ninja dudes that can act as very good army or thug for your Batman, for your Iron Fist, for your Daredevil, uh, fighting against the Silver Samurai, against Wolverine, working for the Mandarin, or just anywhere you need some big, brute, brutal looking, muscular ninja in the background. These definitely fit the bill. Of course, their coloration leaves a little bit to be desired, and you might have to just head canon it a little bit, but hey, I like them. Thank you for checking out today's video. I'll be back again soon.